One topic you guys want to talk about was relationships, right? I think I heard
Yeah.
that from him. What was your direction on that note? Like the experiences with that, or how do you want to connect that back to your music, Rashidi? I'm just getting curious.
I don't know if I showed you the full song, did I?
No, yeah, no.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna send you the full song,
Okay.
and then you can listen to it, and then you'll kind of understand where I was going with it.
Okay.
It's just because in the song, it's vocals between Janai actually and my friend in Australia.
I'm not singing, so.
Oh yeah. It's literally just this like spoken word kind of thing.
Mhm.
And they're communicating about a relationship that's failed, and she kind of goes to Janai, calls Janai on the phone, and it's just like, yo, like, this is the situation, like, I don't know how I should feel, like, we've been together for so long, but now it's not working out. And then Janai's just like, yo, you just have to find perspective, like, it's not the end of the world kind of thing. There's still more to you than just that relationship. Honestly, like that was so good, because that was when I first created the song, or first started the song. That was kind of my mindset, talking with this girl, and we've been vibing for a very long time. Just like insecurities kicked in on both sides, and like that relationship failed. So that's how it started, the song. And then I kind of just scrapped it for a while because I didn't know what else to do with it. Talking with this other girl, and it was a very similar situation, so it brought me to that. And then I sent it to Janai.
When Rashidi sent me the concept and everything, and asked me to give him vocals, I was also going through like relationship issues of my own as well. I was speaking from the heart the whole time, and just kind of helping myself out as well as helping Rashidi, because yeah, you have to find perspective for the most part, you know. So it was nice and therapeutic, I'll say, when I did that.
Relationships. The good, the bad, the ugly, the toxic, you know, the pure, the blissful, you know, different kinds of relationships. So I just want to know from you guys, when was your first serious relationship? Not like elementary, like, oh, this is my girlfriend, like, you know, nah, like, you know, you pull up, you see your boys, you see your friends, your family, just like, yo, this is my girl.
Well, I'd say that my first serious relationship was in like grade it was definitely in grade like 3, because we all know that puppy love thing. We all know, like, you know, do you like me? Checkbox, yes or no. You know, you're like girlfriend and boyfriend for like 2 days, and then you guys break up or whatever. My first relationship was in grade 3. Her name was Athena, and this wasn't a puppy love type situation. We would talk on the phone all the time. We would spend recess with each other all the time. It wasn't like one of those things where it was like two shy little boys and girls, just like, I like you too, or whatever. Like, we actually talked about things. Like, I remember, like, we talked about things. We talked about music. We talked about, you know, TV. We talked about movies, but we also talked about like things that were going on in the world, because I was like very attentive to a lot of things that were going on in the world. And
as you are now.
Thank you. And she was, you know, talking to me about, you know, family issues and stuff like that. So it was like, I would say, technically speaking, that's my first relationship. But my first serious relationship was summer going into grade 10. And this was a girl that I had known since we were kids. That was my first serious relationship where I knew what it felt like to be in love with someone, and to have someone love you, and to have their back. And at the moment, you felt like two of you guys were going to spend the rest of your lives together. Of course, things didn't work out that way, but you live and you learn. And from that relationship, there were things that I had to learn about myself and learn about relationships moving forward.
Throughout high school, I think I wasn't very into the idea of like dating yet. I was super kind of shy kid, was just getting used to the idea of having like girls around you. Like, I always had friends that were girls. Like, when I was younger, it was easier to talk to girls for me. Like, even in middle school, grade 7, grade 8, I had a lot of friends that were girls. Just not because I was like, whatever, you know, dating them, but because they were just close friends. I got along with them very well. I think that probably stems from like being raised by a single mom. I knew how to kind of interact with girls super easily. Like, I wasn't scared to do it. That was grade 9 or 10. I was kind of doing my own little thing. Grade 11 came around. That's when that first dating, that first love came through. Can't complain about anything like that, because first relationship wise, like, we grew together as people. We both had really similar interests. And I mean, after we broke up, like, whatever, it was that was a kind of a weird period. But now, what is it, 4 or 5 years later, like, we're like on a good term, right? We have each other on Instagram. Like, we're not we're civil. Like even like, she went to Queens too, right? So I saw her on campus sometimes. So it's a very like civil relationship, which I think at the end of the day, like that's the best thing you can ask for is whatever your past is, if you can be civil with that person, and then it doesn't have to be friends, right? It can be just acquaintances or whatever, but being civil enough where it's like, okay, we put our past behind, we're mature enough to have a conversation. Right now I'm in a incredible relationship with love of my life, Miss Marietta. Met her last year, almost a year and a half ago now. It's an awesome time, right? Somebody that supports your dreams, supports your ambitions, is there when you're low, is there when you're up there, is there to support you. How, like we both are just super into the fitness industry. She's been popping off on her fitness IG, her and her friend. They post videos like every single day, and it's just incredible to have somebody that's like as motivated, if not more motivated than me. It's crazy because she's 2 years younger, but she still is like has the mature capability of like 28-year-olds. It's crazy to see that.
So my first love came from this girl that I met at a youth group. We grew together. I was grade 7. Yeah, I was grade 7 when I started. She's 2 years younger, so she was grade 5. We grew as like two kindred spirits, you know? It was good. Like everybody knew that like we had like a little crush on each other, but at the same time we were still very young. I don't know if you guys remember from like floor 1 when I was talked about, you know, I was being bullied and everything. So she helped me through that a lot. She was my saving grace, but you know, things didn't happen and didn't work out the way it was supposed to. But my first relationship was grade 10. I laugh because it was good. It was good. It was healthy up until the end.
Yeah.
It was good to have somebody to call a home, I guess. But at the same time, like the girl that I first loved, like she was my first home, you know? And then I guess I moved, you know?
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah. Each relationship made you kind of start to think differently about certain things and start to see maybe not your overall life, but start to see, like put things into perspective a little more, see things a little differently.
Yeah.
Right. What do you guys think?
I haven't had a serious relationship in 10 years because that was like 2010. I haven't had a serious. Now I've had situationships. I've had talking stages.
Yeah, you've been sprinkling your love.
Yeah. You know, basically.
Yeah.
You know, but it's all been like a trip to self-discovery throughout that whole time. And by the time I got to the beginning of the year, the relationship that I was in, it's like with this person, I had found everything that I had been waiting for. That person felt like home for me. After that ended, I was like, okay, I've had it. I've had a taste of it. That means I can have it again. What it's done is it's given me the reassurance that I could find that again. With all the situationships and the dating phases and the talking phases and the sprinkling of love and everything, with all that stuff, there was this weird feeling with me where it was like, maybe I'll never get there. It's all just been self-discovery, looking for what I like, what I dislike, what I jive with, what I vibe with, what I don't jive with.
I think from, again, like the first situationship, I guess, to, you know, my most recent relationship that ended not too long ago, I definitely have seen personal, spiritual, and emotional growth. Each woman that I've like dealt with or talked to, had a relationship with in any form has really helped me to grow as a man. I'm really grateful for them, even if some of them didn't end well. I can't take away the fact that she taught me something, whether it's to be more patient, to be better with communication, to appreciate life.
At the end of the day too, like this is kind of going back to what you said, Janai, like after the first relationship, I had a second one, which I didn't really go into at all, but that one ended not well. And it kind of really messed me up in a way where I was like, it was during exam season. And it was winter time. It was December. Bro, I was not eating. I couldn't study. I wasn't thinking right. Like it was a tough time. And at that time again, I was like, nah, I can never, I won't be able to love somebody again. And like you said, Janai, like you prove yourself wrong. That was really like my start point of my self-discovery, which happened. This is now 2.5 years ago almost. That's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna start taking my fitness a lot more seriously. I'm gonna take my mental health, my overall health, my studies a lot more seriously, like the way I treat people, the way I talk to people, like all that kind of like came together. And I was like, wait, why am I feeling bad for myself, right? There's no reason to. Working on yourself is the best thing you can do. Finding yourself and finding your own happiness is how you'll, you know, feel comfortable in your own skin and you'll be able to accept those people into your life, because
Definitely.
I feel like people are put into your life for reasons.
Mhm.
And energy always attracts. I think always energy always attracts. And if you're at that point when you're unavailable to attract something else, then it's gonna take a while for you to kind of like rediscover yourself in a way before that you can move on.
It's very important to love yourself, especially if you love yourself enough. Once you get into a relationship and you meet someone who loves you more than you love you, and if they leave, it's not like it wouldn't matter, but it's more so like you can deal with it because you love you. You don't need someone else to make you feel secure within yourself, because you can just do that for yourself. And that was one of the things that I had to learn too. It's like with every situation that went awry, with every close call, and even with the last relationship that ended, I had to find within myself security. I love myself enough to know that no one can ever give that to me because I already have it. Earlier on, when things would end, I would always think to myself, what did I do? Like maybe it was my fault or whatever. I want to say in the last few years, every time something would end, it would be like, I know myself. I know what I'm capable of. I know the energy that I put out, and I know my intentions. I know that I'm a very genuine person. So whatever it is that didn't make it work out, maybe it was me in the sense of I was too much for them. Maybe it was them. Maybe they were something that they need to work on. And that's totally fine. Like Marcello said, if you need to work on yourself. That's the best way that you can be in a healthy relationship. If you've done the work on yourself, everything else will be smooth sailings from then. There will be no baggage to come up. There will be no bumps in the road. There'll be no insecurities as far as jealousy or hey, who you messaging and this, that, whatever. As long as you both have done the work on yourselves and you guys come together, it'll be a healthy relationship and it'll stand the test of time. If there's 2 words that you would say are important to a relationship, what would those 2 words be?
Communication
and support.
And support, yeah. Having faith in that person, right? Not being jealous. Because I've seen a lot of even friends of mine that their relationships didn't go as well because the other person got jealous just because the significant other might have been a little flirtier than it should have been. But at the end of the day, right, you gotta trust your partner. You gotta trust okay, I love this person, they love me. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter who is interacting with them, right? You have that trust in them.
Communication and support would definitely be my 2 as well. I think we all pretty much said the same thing, but support is definitely if you have someone who will support your dreams and support your well-being and support you, hold you down when you're sinking or whatever, the same thing, you support them. It's a special thing to find, and it's a special thing to have in a relationship or any kind of relationship.
I want someone to be confident in me and to support me in literally whatever I do. Supporting it doesn't always have to be you're doing a good job. Supporting is pushing.
Another thing that is important, don't ever force a relationship with someone. If you're single, it's important to shoot your shot. Michael Jordan once said, why would you worry about missing a shot you haven't taken yet? So shoot your shot always, but don't always force up a shot. Don't always try to push for you and another person to be together when there really isn't anything there. You guys don't have chemistry. You guys don't think the same things. It's just, don't be with someone because of the idea of being with them. Be with someone because of them. And just let it happen organically. Some of the best things to happen in life have happened organically. Just let it happen, let it flow, and let yourself grow from that. So that being said,